Listen to me closely. Right now, at this very moment, there are people in your life who are silently calculating your value. They are not listening to your words, they are watching your actions. They are observing how much you will tolerate, how quickly you bend, and at what point you finally break. In this world, you are either the hand that writes the contract or the name signed at the bottom. You are either the Machiavellian strategist moving the pieces, or you are the piece being moved. Welcome back to Machiavellian Philosophy Wisdom. We are not here to talk about fairy tales. We are not here to discuss morality, because morality is a luxury for the masses. We are here to discuss power. And power, as Niccolo Machiavelli taught us 500 years ago, belongs to the man who masters the art of perception. The common man thinks that worth is asked for. He begs for respect. He pleads to be valued. The Machiavellian man knows the truth. Worth is not requested. It is demanded through behavior. It is enforced through psychological warfare that is so subtle, so quiet, that the other person doesn't even realize they are being trained to respect you. Today, we are going to dissect the anatomy of respect. We are going to look at the 7 ruthless behaviors that quietly, silently, and effectively teach people exactly what you are worth. These are not tips. These are not hacks. These are ancient psychological levers of control. By the time this video ends, you will understand why some men are walked all over like doormats, and why others command a room the moment their shadow touches the doorframe. We are shifting from prey to predator. We are shifting into the Machiavellian mindset. Let's begin. Behavior 1: the art of controlled scarcity. The first ruthless behavior you must adopt is the principle of controlled scarcity. Now listen to me closely, because the average man gets this completely wrong. The average man, when he meets someone new, whether it is a business partner, a potential romantic interest, or even a new friend, he makes the fatal error of availability. He is too available. He responds to texts immediately. He rearranges his schedule to accommodate them. He laughs at their jokes, hoping to be liked. In the Machiavellian view, this is suicide. Machiavelli said that men, in general, judge more by their eyes than by their hands. They see the surface, but they rarely touch the reality. When you are constantly available, your perceived value drops to 0. It is basic economics. When supply is high, demand plummets. If you are always there, always responsive, always eager, the subconscious mind of the other person registers you as low status. They think, if he has all this time for me, he must have nothing else going on. Controlled scarcity is the art of being physically present, but psychologically distant. You must become comfortable with silence. You must become comfortable with delayed responses. When someone asks you for something, do not jump. Pause. Let them wait. Let them wonder. The Machiavellian strategist knows that anticipation is the fertilizer of respect. When you are scarce, your words carry more weight. When you speak less, every word becomes a stone dropped into still water, creating ripples. People chase what hides. People value what is hard to obtain. By controlling your availability, you are not being rude. You are programming their perception. You are teaching them that your time is a limited resource, and if they want access to you, they must bring value to the table. Think of the lion. Does the lion run to the edge of the savannah to greet every passing gazelle? No. The lion rests. The lion observes, and when he moves, the ground trembles because his movement is rare. Be the lion. Be scarce. Let your absence speak louder than your presence ever could. This is the first layer of the Machiavellian armor. Behavior 2: the strategic use of detachment. And I want you to pay close attention here, because this is where the emotional side of you will try to fight back. We are taught from childhood that to care deeply is a virtue. We are taught that attachment is love. But in the cold, hard light of Machiavellian reality, attachment is a chain around your neck that others can pull.
When you become emotionally attached to an outcome, whether that is wanting a job, wanting a relationship, or wanting approval, you give your power away. You become predictable, and once you are predictable, you are controllable. The Machiavellian mind operates from a center of emotional neutrality. This does not mean you feel nothing. It means you refuse to be ruled by what you feel. It means that in the heat of conflict, while the other person is sweating, shouting, or crying, you are calm. You are calculating. Detachment is a ruthless behavior because it signals to others that you have options. It signals that you don't need them, you merely want them, and wants can be changed. When you are detached, you become difficult to manipulate. Think about it. How do you manipulate someone? You threaten what they love, or you promise what they desperately want. If a man is deeply attached to his reputation at work, his boss can manipulate him with the threat of firing him. If a man is deeply attached to a woman, she can manipulate him with the threat of leaving. But the Machiavellian man, he has done the work. He has detached his self-worth from external validation. If you fire him, he knows he will survive. If you leave him, he knows the sun will rise tomorrow. This emotional autonomy is terrifying to those who seek to control you. When they realize they cannot threaten your peace, they have no choice but to respect your power. You must practice this in small ways. In an argument, be the first to go silent. In a negotiation, be willing to walk away, literally. The moment you say, "I am willing to walk away from this table," you have seized the reins of power. Detachment is not coldness for the sake of being cold. It is the ultimate declaration of independence. It tells the world, "I am complete on my own. You are a guest in my reality, not the owner." That is a Machiavellian truth that demands respect. Behavior number 3 is the mask of impenetrable calm. Behavior number 3 is perhaps the most difficult to master, yet it is the cornerstone of all Machiavellian power. The Machiavellian mask is the art of revealing nothing. When you are calm in the face of provocation, you send a signal to the predator watching you. You signal that you have reserves of power they cannot see. Think about the animal kingdom. When two animals meet, the one that shows fear, the one that flinches first, is the one that gets attacked. Humans are no different. We are biologically wired to test each other's boundaries. Someone will insult you just slightly to see how you react. If you get angry, they have found your trigger. If you get defensive, they have found your insecurity. But if you remain calm, if you simply look at them with a slight, knowing smile, you become an enigma. The Machiavellian strategist knows that mystery is a form of power. People respect what they cannot understand. When they cannot read you, they cannot predict you. When they cannot predict you, they cannot defeat you. This calm must extend into every area of your life. When you receive good news, do not celebrate too wildly. It shows you were not expecting it. When you receive bad news, do not despair. It shows you are vulnerable. You must become like still water. Still water runs deep. It hides the rocks below. The man who panics, who rushes, who shows his cards, is a man who will be used and discarded by the ruthless world. Practice this today. When someone tries to rush you, move slower. When someone tries to anger you, speak softer. Let them wear themselves out against the wall of your tranquility. By the time they are exhausted from their emotional outburst, you will still be standing there, untouched, unmoved, and in complete control. That is the Machiavellian way. The mask is not deception, it is protection, and it commands more respect than 1,000 angry words.
Behavior 4. The power of the unexpected no. The fourth ruthless behavior is the power of the unexpected no. If there is one word that the masses are terrified of, it is the word no. We are conditioned to be agreeable. We are conditioned to be team players. We are told that yes opens doors. But in the Machiavellian philosophy, the strategic no is the key to the kingdom.
When you say yes to everything, you become a utility. You become a tool that others use. But when you say no, especially when a yes is expected, you immediately elevate your status. Think about it. If your boss asks you to stay late and you always say yes, your compliance is priced in. It is expected. It is worthless. But if you are a high-value employee and one day you calmly say, "No, I have prior commitments. I will handle this first thing tomorrow," what happens? The boss is stunned. For a moment, he sees you not as a subordinate, but as an equal. He sees you as a man with a life, with boundaries, with value. The unexpected no is a boundary, and boundaries are the fence around your worth. If you have no fence, people will walk all over your land. They will trample your time, your energy, and your spirit. But when you build a fence, a strong, tall fence of no, people have to knock on the gate. They have to ask for permission. They have to respect your territory. However, the Machiavellian knows that no must be used strategically, not emotionally. You do not say no out of anger or rebellion. You say no with calm certainty. You say no without over-explaining. When you over-explain your no, you weaken it. You sound like you are asking for permission to have a boundary. A simple, "that doesn't work for me," is enough. Let them sit in the discomfort of your refusal. Every time you say yes to something you don't want to do, you are saying no to your own power. Start small. Say no to the extra slice of cake. Say no to the friend who always borrows money. Say no to the meeting that could have been an email. Build that muscle. Soon, the world will realize that you are not an easy resource to exploit. You are a man of standards, and men with standards are the only men who earn lasting respect in this Machiavellian world. Behavior 6. The cultivation of mysterious silence. The sixth behavior is the cultivation of mysterious silence. We live in a world that is addicted to noise. Everyone has an opinion. Everyone wants to share their feelings, their breakfast, their political views. The average person is desperate to fill every silence with chatter. Why? Because silence is uncomfortable. Silence forces you to sit with yourself, and for most people, sitting with themselves is terrifying. The Machiavellian man exploits this. He uses silence as a weapon. When you are in a group and everyone is talking, competing for attention, the man who stays quiet becomes the center of gravity. People wonder, what is he thinking? Why isn't he laughing? What does he know that we don't? Silence projects confidence. It projects depth. When you are asked a difficult question, do not rush to answer. Let the silence hang in the air. Let the questioner sweat. By pausing, you signal that you are weighing your words carefully. You signal that your words have value. When you finally speak, your voice cuts through the noise like a knife. Furthermore, silence protects you. The more you talk, the more you reveal. You reveal your plans, your weaknesses, your desires. The Machiavellian man keeps his cards close to his chest. He knows that information is power, and giving away information for free is the height of foolishness. Let others talk. Let them tell you their secrets, their dreams, their fears. You just listen. You just observe. In your daily life, practice this. Next time you are in a conversation, try to talk 30% less than you usually do. Nod, listen, smile slightly, but don't give in to the pressure to speak. You will notice a shift in the dynamic. People will start to lean in. They will try to fill the silence you leave, and in doing so, they will hand you the reins of the conversation. A man who masters his tongue is a man who masters his world. That is a silent, ruthless, Machiavellian truth.
Behavior 7. The principle of calculated generosity. Now, this might seem soft to you, but stay with me because it is deeply Machiavellian. Machiavelli did not say be cruel all the time. He said that a prince should be feared, but he also noted that a prince should avoid being hated. How do you avoid being hated while maintaining fear? Through calculated generosity. The average man gives randomly. He buys drinks for friends to be liked. He gives gifts to hide his insecurity. This is not generosity. This is bribery for approval. The Machiavellian man gives with purpose. He gives when it serves him. He gives when it creates an obligation. Think of it as a debt system. When you do something for someone, they feel, consciously or subconsciously, that they owe you. You are buying a chip. You are investing in future influence. But you must be strategic. Do not give to everyone. Do not give to those beneath you who cannot return the favor. Give to those with power. Give to those with potential. Give when the gesture will be remembered. A small, unexpected gift to a valuable colleague can create a bond stronger than 1,000 conversations. A dinner you pay for, a piece of advice you offer freely, a connection you facilitate. These are all coins in the bank of power. When you need something later, the debt comes due. But there is a second layer to this. Generosity also signals abundance. It signals that you have more than enough. It signals that you are at the top of the food chain. The beggar hoards, the king gives. By being generous, you project an aura of wealth and confidence. People are drawn to those who have surplus. They want to be near the source of abundance. However, you must never let your generosity be exploited. If you sense someone is taking advantage, cut them off immediately, coldly, without explanation. The generosity must stop, and they must be left wondering why. This contrast, kind when he chooses, cold when necessary, is deeply intimidating. It keeps people in line. They know the gift giver can become the gatekeeper in a heartbeat. That is the balance of the Machiavellian prince. So there they are, the 7 ruthless behaviors that quietly, silently, and effectively teach people your worth. Controlled scarcity, strategic detachment, impenetrable calm, the power of no, the lion and the fox, mysterious silence, calculated generosity, and decisive action. You now have the map. You have the tools, but a tool in the box is useless. A sword must be sharpened. A muscle must be trained. You must go out into the world and apply these principles. Expect resistance. Expect people to test you. The old version of you, the people pleaser, the nice guy, the pushover, he will die hard, and the people around you will mourn his death because they could control him. They will try to resurrect him. Do not let them. Embrace the discomfort of this transformation. Look in the mirror and see the potential for power that lies within you. You are not here to be a passenger in life. You are here to be the pilot. You are here to build, to conquer, to dominate your own destiny. This is Machiavellian philosophy wisdom. If you found value in this, if you felt the fire ignite in your chest, then do not just click away. Subscribe, join this order of strategic minds. Share this with a brother who needs to wake up. And remember, in the game of life, you either play the pawn or you play the prince. The choice, as always, is yours. Until next time, move in silence, stay ruthless, stay strategic.